tricky. They were so cunning that you could have put a tail on them and called them weasels, is how tricky these questions were. This first question: how long will it take to complete the task? So, if it's 1.8 meters cubed per hour, I need to know how many meters cubed of water I need, yes? So how do I do that? Is that volume or surface area? Volume, right? Now, I told you not to be seduced by this drawing, yes? This drawing is really a rectangular prism on top of a triangular prism, isn't it? Okay? So could you have done rectangular prism plus triangular prism? Yes. Could you have done rectangular prism plus a second rectangular prism but divided the second rectangular prism in two? You could also have done that. Those are the two ways you can go about doing it. Everybody cool? Now, the trick in this question was once you did all that, most of you, or not most, a few of you will not have read that. Which means once you got the volume, you forgot to find out what 85% of that volume was. Did I trap anybody with that? Everybody remembered? Oh, grr, make me angry. Hulk mad. So the volume of the pool ends up being 344.25 meters cubed. Does anybody need to see more work on that, or we do? Okay. So what have I got here? Depends on how you did it. I personally do the volume of the rectangle, which is 8 by 15 by 1. Yes? Yes? Or not 8, sorry. 6. 6 by 15 by 1. 6 by 1 by 15 to get the big rectangle, which is 90. And then the triangular prism, the volume of the triangle, which is the bottom part of it, is 7 by 15 by 6. And that's been cut in half because, of course, the bottom of this pool is 7 by 15 by 6, but it's not all there, is it? It's been cut in half. Everybody cool? Could you also have found it by doing 7 by 15 divided by 2 multiplying by 6? Because base area times the height. Yeah, you could have done it that way too. But you'll, of course, notice it's the same thing. 7 by 15 by 6 divided by 2. You get the same answer. Okay? Everybody good? Yeah? All right. Now, have I answered the question yet? No, I have not, because what must I do to this number?
85%.
No, we've already done the 85%. Square root?
No, cube root.
Cube root? No. This is how many meters I need. Alon?
Times it by the rate at which the
Times?
divide.
Divide. I need to divide by 1.8 and get 191.25 hours. Okay? Tricky? No. Or no, wait, wrong word. Tricky? Yes. Difficult? Not so much. You just got to stop and think. You can't just, wait for it, you can't just dive in. Because it's a question about a swimming pool. I know, right? Oh, somebody stop me. All of you are going, yes, somebody please. Okay. 1 liter of water is equivalent to 1,000 centimeters cubed. So, how many liters of water will be in the pool? Well, I have 344.25 meters cubed, don't I? Right? So how many centimeters cubed, or how many liters will be in the pool? Now, 1 liter is this many centimeters, yes? This is meters cubed. What do I need? Centimeters cubed, right? So how do I do that conversion? Times it by 100? 1,000? Oh, you guys make me sad because I drew this for you already.
Didn't you say it was like times 1 million or something like that?
Is that a cubic meter? 111? It is, right? So that is 1 meter cubed, right? Now change it to centimeters. How many centimeters is 1 meter? 100. How many centimeters is 1 meter? 100. How many centimeters is 1 meter?
100.
How do I find the volume of that cube? Length, width, height, yeah? 100 times 100 times 100, which is? Will it help if I put my finger here and say it in a funny voice? 1 million centimeters cubed. Right? So 1 meter is 1 million centimeters cubed, yes? So to convert this to centimeters cubed, I must multiply by 1 million. Which means the decimal place moves how many spaces? 6. 1 for each 0, yeah? So I got 2 of them there, so how many zeros do I need now? 4. So 3, 4, 4, 2, 5, 0, 0, 0, 0. And now, what do I got to divide by? 1,000. Cut off 3 zeros, cut off 3 zeros, and that's what's left. 344,250 liters. That's a lot of little Coke bottles. Everybody cool? Again, tricky? Yes. Because a few of you are going to have done that conversion poorly, yeah? Right? It's only on a straight line that you have the conversion. So all 3 lines must convert. Everybody good? All right, here we go. Let me hear some answers. Sorry, the crickets are too loud. I couldn't hear any of you. How many people didn't even try? Apparently they're all liars today. How many people used volume? Okay. How many people think, well, obviously if you use volume, you think that's the way to do it, yeah? Because you're filling the net, right? What's wrong with that? Amber?
There would be empty space.
There's empty space. Can't use volume. Because they're circles. So you must use a mix of surface area and volume. So here's how we do it. The hockey net is 1.22 wide. Agreed? Everyone cool? And 1.83 tall, yeah? Now, does it matter about this order? Not really. And it goes back 1 meter. Agreed? So I'm going to write 1.00. Everyone okay with that? All right. Now, a hockey puck is 2.5 centimeters in height. So the puck, which I will draw black, is 2.54 centimeters tall and 7.62 in diameter, yes? Is everybody cool still? How many pucks will fit across here? How do you find out? Amber?
122 divided by 7.
122 divided by 7.62, which is?
Like it's
Did you actually write this down? You did it this way? Oh my goodness, this could be the first time. 122 divided by 7.62. Now it's 16.01. So how many pucks will fit?
16.
16. So it is 16 pucks here, yes? How tall is it? 1.83. So it's 183 divided by what? 2.54. To get 72.04. So how many pucks? 72 pucks. The black is how many pucks fit. How many over here?
15.
100 divided by 7.62. It's got to be diameter, yeah? 13.12. So how many pucks? 13. So now you have a block of pucks that is 72 by 16 by 13, yeah? Okay, so what's the answer? What do I got to do? Add them,
Times the function.
multiply them. So 16 by 72 by 13 is 14,976. Did you get that? What happened?
I think I left the decimal places and then I got the wrong answer.
Oh!
Darn it.
So close! Like, wait! Bing! Off the post. See how I did that there? Keep the hockey thing going. Did anybody get it? Who? No, you got the hockey part of the joke, Michaela. Did anybody get the answer?
I did it again, and then I got it. But I used Amber's method because she told me. So.
I just got it now. 'Cause I
Way to go, Joel! Well, I will dole out some gummy bears. Not as many as I would have given to the people had you done it right the first time. Yeah, I should give Joel one. You may have 4 for coming up with the method. You may have 3 for recognizing that the method is correct. And then remembering, of course, you cannot have 0.1 of a puck. That's not a provincial question, that's just a mean question. Because, of course, you all want to say volume, because you're filling space, right? Tomato soup. Do we have an answer? What would you do? How do you solve this? Is it surface area or volume? Surface area. Is it surface area of the whole can? Why? Because there's no label on the top and bottom. So the surface area of a circle is 2 pi, or of a cylinder is 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h, correct? Do I need the 2 pi r squared? No, because I don't need the top and bottom. So it's just 2 pi r h, right? Which, when you do that, 2 pi 4.25 12. Yeah? Which is 8.5 times 12, which is 8 times 12 is 96. Half of 12 is 6. So 102 pi. Yeah? So 300 and something. For one can. What do you got to do with that number? Multiply by 100,000, and then you get your answer. Everybody cool? Whatever it is, I don't care. Estimate. What did that require you to do? I warned you before you left the room. What did it require you to do? get an estimate of the size of the room, right? I didn't see many people walking. Did anybody estimate the size of the room? What did you estimate it at, anyone? It's about 10 by 10 meters on the floor, right? So since it's a square, it's 10 by 10. Now you had to estimate the height because we're going on the walls, yeah? So is that height over there 10, same as along here?
Yeah.
There's no way to know, but
Kind of looks like.
it's an estimate. Are you okay with it? Okay. So it was 4 walls at 10 by 10, yeah? 10 by 10 is 100 times 4 is 400, right? But we had the triangles up there, didn't we? What do you figure that is across there? Maybe 3 more meters? Doesn't really matter, right? You want to say 3 meters? I'm happy with 3 meters. Doesn't matter. The point is you had to have a reasonable guess, right? You wouldn't say the room is 2 kilometers long, right? And you wouldn't say the room is 10 feet. That was the point of this question, right? So if we say 400 meters plus those 2 triangles make one rectangle, right? Which is 10 by 3, which is another 30 meters. So we got 430 meters squared, yeah? Here, we were finding centimeters squared, right? So when I do that math, add 5 zeros, 102 and 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3. So 10,200,000 pi centimeters squared, right? Right?
Yeah.
And then what do I do to centimeters squared to get it to meters? (100 centimeters by 100 centimeters). What do I get to do to my answer to make it meters? I'm dividing that by 10. I'm dividing that by 10, yeah? So if I'm dividing by 10 and 10, I'm dividing by 100, right? So if I take this and I divide it by 100, is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so what would happen there? I get rid of my 2 zeros, right? And then I can do it. Because when I get that, I then divide by 430, and I'm in business. Everybody cool? But you had to actually do that. If you didn't do it, again, the point I'm trying to make is you are aware of the method. Is everyone okay with it? The biggest problem that you guys are going to have is you're going to forget to convert squares and cubes. You're going to convert linear measurements. Don't let that happen to you, okay? If you can't remember, if you see square or cube in the question, draw it out so you know. Whatever it is, 1 foot, 1 foot. So in inches, that's 12 inches by 12 inches, right? So 1 foot square is 144 inches squared. Picking up what I'm putting down? Everybody cool with that? Make sure you check it all. And finally, the penny farthing. The old-timey bike. I once joked that I would like to get one of those bikes and then do a whole bunch of like those extreme mountain bike things like at a park on one of these in like a top hat and stuff. Like wear a bunch of mountain bike gear underneath that you wouldn't see because you were wearing like a tuxedo and a top hat like an old school guy. But I don't know if you could pedal one of them fast enough to get up the ramps. But it would be wicked if you could. It would be so awesome. You come off, do a flip, land. It'd be wicked. I can't do a flip on a good bike. So don't worry. It's not going to happen. But one day you may see YouTube sensation Matt Myers. But probably not. Unless, of course, it keeps going the way it's going and being a YouTube sensation gets you on The Amazing Race, which apparently is happening on February 12th. Oh, wait. It's already happened. It started, hasn't it? Did anybody watch the first episode? Did the YouTube people get eliminated? Or are they all YouTube people?
I don't know.
Oh. Don't tell me. I'm recording it. I don't know why I keep recording it. Amazing Race hasn't been any good since the Family Edition. The Family Edition ruined it. If you didn't watch the Family Edition, it was so bad. The last one I watched was when the Crazy Hippies won. They were awesome. How far will you travel on one turn of the wheel? The big wheel. Well, one turn of the big wheel is what measurement of that circle? The circumference. Circumference equals pi d, yeah? So, what is it? 52 pi, and then 52 times 3 is 163.36 inches. Cool. Give your answer in feet and inches. All right, well, 163 is easy. 13 feet with how much left over? So 13 feet, 7 inches. Do we need to go smaller than any inches? No. Give your answer in meters and centimeters. I would take this number, right? Because that's inches, and multiply it, or not multiply it. 163.36. I want centimeters. So I'm going to multiply by 2.54 over 1 to get my answer. And then what do I got to do once I have the answer? Because this is getting to centimeters, yeah? What do I got to do to get the answer that I want? Move the decimal how many places? 2 centimeters to meters. Don't forget decimeters. Right? Everybody cool? So whatever that would be, I don't have it in front of me. I'm not going to bother. How many times must he turn the large wheel to travel 1 kilometer? Well, once you have the meters and centimeters, what do? You divide how many? Can you do 1 km divided by this answer? No, what do you got to do? 100 meters? 1,000 meters. 1,000 meters divided by this answer, whatever it may be. And 163 times 2.5 is going to be 320 plus 80. It's going to be 400 and a bit. Right? Cool? So this is going to be divided by 400 and a bit, which is going to give me an answer. Yeah? And then that question, how many times does small wheel revolve? I do the same thing. 1,000 meters divided by the circumference of the small wheel, which is whatever it is. Cool? Everybody okay? I don't want to spend a lot of time on this because I want to finish this unit today. All right, we are on the last page, are we not?
Yeah.
Solving formulas, and we're done. So what does this mean for you people? That means tomorrow in class, I give you an in-class review assignment. Okay? You will work on it in class. All right? Ideally, we would mark it tomorrow in class. You would study it, okay, on Tuesday night. Wednesday, I would start the next unit and go over anything you had a problem with. And Thursday, you'd write your test. Everybody cool? In a perfect world, that's what I want to have happen. Now, there's a problem with that. When I first started doing my tests on Thursdays, when the period was an hour, 3 or 4 years ago when we started X Block, it wasn't a problem. Every year since, it's become more and more of a problem. Because you guys are taking longer and longer to do the same test. Picking up what I'm putting down? Which concerns me. Because the tests I give you are timed to be on your the pace you need to be on for your provincial. All right? Yes. Thank you.
I think I went a little heavy on the
No, there is no such thing. Yes! This is like my favorite thing that Miss Bart makes.
from my room too.
Yeah, they both are. I was going to bring it back at lunch. Look at her. What was I saying?
Something about tasks.
Right. I'm seduced by food now. I can't even think. I'm just like, if it's all one nacho. Oh, pace. Picante sauce. Because I'm thinking about the hot sauce that I'm about to put on here. Pace on your tests, right? The reason your tests are taking you too long and that quiz is taking you too long is because you're not quite comfortable with the material. Okay, the reason you're not comfortable with the material is you're just not. You got to practice more. Okay, everybody cool? All right, so we'll try it on Thursday. Okay, and if it takes longer than it needs to take, then I'll have to make further adjustments. Okay, everybody cool? So Thursday is when we're going to try for your test. We'll do our review tomorrow. If it takes longer than the 80 minutes, we don't get it marked, that's okay. We'll finish marking it Wednesday, and then you'll have Wednesday overnight to Thursday to look it over. Okay? Everybody good? All right. So you guys actually already know how to do these. So it's going to just take a minute to run through it. Surface area of a cone is 1,200 centimeters squared. If the radius is 5 centimeters, find the slant height. So, what do I got to do? You can draw it out, or you can go straight to the formula, right, Kobe? Either way is cool. Okay? If you go straight to the formula, surface area of a cone is pi r squared plus pi r slant. Yes? What do we have? Do we have an r? What is it? 5. Do we have any other unknowns? Yes, we have the surface area, which is what? 1,200. Yeah? So do I now have stuff to put into our equation?
Yes.
I do indeed. 1,200 equals pi times 5 squared plus pi times 5s. Yeah? Now here's where you're going to make a mistake. 1,200 equals 25 pi plus 5 pi s, correct? Some of you are going to add this in your rush and get 30 pi s. Will that be correct? Why not?
Because it's 5 times s.
Yeah. Would this be correct? 5x plus 5xy?
No.
No. Those are not like terms, are they? So are these like terms? No. So the first thing I got to do is to get s by itself is I got to get rid of this, don't I? So that's got to come over here, correct?
Yeah.
Now, that's the, grade 10 honors way of doing things. What have I really done? The grade 9 thing where I do minus 25 pi, right? From both sides. Is everybody cool with that? Am I going to be able to do this kind of algebra with you guys from right now? Am I going to be able to just move stuff to both sides? Is that going to be okay with everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No? Okay, so I got a minus 25 pi from both sides. Are you cool with that? All right, so I've got 1,200 minus 25 pi equals 5 pi s, correct? Is everyone okay still? How do I get rid of 5 pi to get s by itself? Divide by 5 pi, right? Then s is going to be alone, and I'm going to divide this side by 5 pi. Now, can I do that on my calculator? Can I do it on my calculator? Right now? I can, can't I? Right? So to do that on your calculator, you got to remember you got to bracket the top, and then you'd be good. Is everyone okay? Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
So you're going to go 1,200 minus 25 times pi divided by 5 squared. Divided by 5 pi. Good? I don't want to spend any more time on it. Is everyone cool?
And then you leave the final answer as pi.
You could leave the final, well, you can't leave this final answer as pi.
No, but like the final answer.
It depends on the test. It depends on the test. If I gave you this question, I'd be perfectly happy if you left it as pi. Okay? Now, if you were going to do that, then of course that is 1,200 divided by 5 pi minus 25 pi divided by 5 pi. So over here, the pi's are going to cancel. 25 is minus 5, right? 1200 divided by 5 is 240, right? Right? 1200 divided by 5? 250. I was right the first time, wasn't I? 240. So this is going to be 240 over pi, right? Because the pi didn't cancel. That's where you can simplify it to, as far as you can go without actually getting into decimals. Parveen. Yes, of course. Everyone cool? Okay, what are you going to do with the next one? Gotta find the volume of a cylinder. Well, volume of a cylinder. Do I know the volume of a cylinder? Some of you do. If you don't, where do you look?
Your data book.
Your data booklet. And the volume of a cylinder says it's area of base times height. What? So you have to remember, what's the base of a cylinder? What's the shape that it starts from?
Circle.
Circle. So it's pi r squared h. And what do I have? Do I have an r, an h, or a volume? I have a volume of 500. And do I have an r or an h?
You have an 8.
I have an h of 20. So now I can put them in here, yeah?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to do something different here, okay? Because I want you guys to see as many ways to solve these as possible. I'm going to deal with this without substituting. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm going to move this around to get r by itself. Is everyone okay with that? So, to get r by itself here, what must I do to pi and h? Pardon? Divide. So if I divide that side by pi and I divide that side by h, I'm going to be left with r squared all alone, aren't I? So what do I got to do to this side? If I divide by pi h, what do I got to do over here? Same thing, pi h. How do I get rid of this r squared? Square root. So if I square root this side, I'm now going to be down to r, aren't I? Aren't I? What do I got to do to this side then? Square root. So this becomes the square root, the volume of the cylinder divided by pi h. Now, can I put this over here?
Yeah.
Will I get the same answer?
Yes.
Of course I will. Is everyone okay with both methods? Do I care which one you do? No. This method becomes more important in physics class because your physics teachers in grade 11 and 12 will say, manipulate this equation to do this. When I was in physics 11 and 12, I never manipulated an equation once. I subbed the numbers in first, and then I did algebra because I liked algebra better than manipulating the equation. Is everyone okay with that? But some people like to manipulate the equation first. Do I care which one you do? No. In the real world, you're trying to put the probe on Pluto. Is your boss going to care which one of these you do first? No, he isn't, as long as the probe gets to Pluto. Picking up what I'm putting down? Okay. And then, of course, you would find this answer, whatever it may be. Is everyone all right with that? When we've gone through all four, I'm going to shut up and let you go back and try to find the actual answers with numbers. Everyone cool? All right, volume of a sphere, 7,602. So what's volume of a sphere? 4 pi r cubed divided by 3, right?
Yeah.
What do I have? Only the volume. So 7,602, 4 pi r cubed divided by 3. How do I get rid of divide by 3? Multiply both sides by 3. Cancel, cancel. Cool? So right now on the left, I've got 3 times 7,602 equals 4 pi r cubed. How do I get rid of the 4 pi? Divide by 4 pi. So now I've got this 3 times 7,602 divided by 4 pi equals r cubed. Now here is where I would change again with this question. You don't want to get in a rut of doing the same thing every time, because for some questions, a different method works better. Okay? If getting rid of a square is square rooting, I need to get rid of a cube now. That's cube rooting. And it's really hard to do on some people's calculators. So I don't want to do this cube root when I have this ugly mess over here. Picking up what I'm putting down? So if you get in a groove and you say, I'm going to do it this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, and you follow a set series of steps without thinking about what you're actually doing, then when you get to here, you could be in trouble. Will you necessarily be in trouble? No, but you could be. So when I get to here, when I was your guys' age, I would have found this answer and then cube rooted. I wouldn't have tried to cube root this mess. All right? So what I would have done when I was your guys' age, I would have brought out trusty old Radio Shack calculator, because that's what I have when I was in your guys' grade. I had a Radio Shack calculator. Radio Shack doesn't even exist anymore, but the calculator was awesome. And I would go to that and I would find this side. Okay? Now, can I find this side going 3 times that equals divided by 4 times pi equals? Is that cool?
Yes.
But I can also do it in one step if I use brackets, right? So if I go bracket 3 times 7, 6, 0, 2, 0, 2, 2 divided by bracket 4 pi. Now remember, my calculator, I can just hit 4 pi. I don't have to do 4 times pi, yeah? Equals 1814.843816. Now stop. What should I do now? Memorize it?
No.
I know I'm going to cube root this, aren't I? So should I clear it? No!
That's it.
What should I do over here, though?
Write it down.
I should write it down just so I have it, just in case, right? So 1814.83. Do I have to go further than that? No. So now I'm back to my calc. Now I need to cube root this. Now this is difficult for some of you, so please pay attention. Some of you on your calculator have this button, 3 with an X. Please look for it. It might be a button. It might be written on the calculator. For me, you can see right here, it is written on the calculator in red. So I must have to hit second function to get to it. Does everybody see it on their machine? Does anybody not see cubed root on their machine? Let me see your calculator. Yes, you do not have it. I'll show you how to do it in a second. Oh, wait. I'll show you the other thing. Do you have this? X with a root sign and an X out here. Look for that symbol. Do anybody who doesn't have cube root have an X with a root sign? Yes, okay. So if you have the cube root, it's real easy, right? If you've got a calculator like mine that writes down what you do, I go second function, cube root. The second function didn't work. Second function, cube root. Cube root. Now, my number's gone, isn't it? Remember I showed you the trick yesterday how to get the last number back? Answer. So I have to go alpha answer, cube root of my answer, equals 12.19. Everybody cool? All right. That's how most of you will do this. Some of you have it calculated the other way around. As soon as you hit cube root, it's going to give you this answer. Okay? Now, if you have this version, this thing, you got to do this. Okay, and I'm going to write it in red. If you have this calculator, so this is Brittany, Serena, Kobe, Parveen, was yours this one? I thought there was another hand. You have to hit the button for the number you want here. I want a cube root, so you are going to hit 3. Then you're going to hit that X root button. Then you're going to hit 1814.83 or your ANS button, and then you'll probably need to hit equals. So make sure you can do that and get 12.19. You good? Everybody good? All right. Yeah? Okay. And I'll let you write that down. Now, the last two, I'm going to shut up. You guys have been so good. You've listened to me forever. Please try to do 4, 5, and 6 on your own. Now, listen to me closely. I'm going to warn you again. This test is more difficult than you think it is. Do you understand me? You are not going to get the A's you are used to if you go into this test without actually studying and preparing for it. Okay? I have warned you all. Do you hear me? You have all the tools you need to get an A on this test that you are about to do. If you use those tools poorly, it will hurt you. Do you understand? It is very rarely what you think at first. So make sure you work precisely. Not slowly, not quickly, precisely. Read the questions because they are written in such a way as to fool you, like the provincial. All right? Because let's be honest, what's the only math we've done this whole unit? Multiply and divide, isn't it? Isn't it? And what is doing the buttload of that multiplying and dividing? Our calculator. Everybody cool? So make sure you're prepared. Now, if you look on your outline, you will see that I have given you this page in your textbook. I will not assign it to you because the answers are in the back. But if you want that A that you're used to getting, I'd suggest you have a look at that because that's got a bunch of word problems in it. Okay? The test will be on Thursday. I would suggest you look at that tonight. Tomorrow in class, we are going to do a review that is very similar to our notes. It's just questions. Like, here's a picture, tell me the surface area. Not real life. Okay? This has math questions based on real life. Okay? Everybody good? Remember, tomorrow's review is in class. We will try to mark it tomorrow. We may have to mark it Wednesday. If you work on this tonight, I'll talk about it tomorrow if anybody has a problem before we start our actual review. Everybody good? Yeah? Okay. You're free. I'm going to eat my poached egg hash brown thing here. Which is convenient because I forgot to eat breakfast this morning, even though it's the most important meal of the day. Well, I didn't really forget. I had a smoothie with peaches and strawberries and blueberries in it. But I forgot to put any spinach in it, which sounds disgusting until you actually do it. You can't taste the spinach, but it makes it turn the color of snot, which is fun to drink because it looks gross. But it tastes lovely, and it's exceedingly good for you. How do you think I keep looking this good for it? Michaela, once I'm going to make that joke, you're not going to laugh at me. And of course, hot sauce also. Because it speeds up your metabolism. And actually heats up your blood and helps the fever that is killing the virus that makes you sick. Yes. Of course you can. Oh, I talked too long. My poached egg got a little bit
Less poached.
less poached. Well, no, more poached, technically. It was nice and poached soft before when she brought it, but it has gone to medium poached now. But that's okay. I will still love it. And you will still be jealous. No, you're not jealous. It's okay. I would be jealous if I were you. Because that's lovely. As everybody knows, bacon is truly the greatest, the peak of human invention. We talk about putting men on the moon and such, but no, it's bacon. Although now that bacon is very bad for you, I'm worried. Because what if they make bacon like cigarettes?
Oh, that would suck.
You can only buy bacon if you were 19 because it's so bad for you. And then they start selling it at super high taxes, so bacon is like $11 a package. Because that is, of course, what will happen. I would still buy bacon. I would find a black market pig farmer. I would get my bacon from him. Or her. Could be a woman. I don't like to be sexist. I think I probably recorded that entire conversation. Let's find out. Yep.